Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I thought we would do my March favorites, and instead of doing just like showing you the products, because I like doing my makeup therapy, get ready with me, chit chat, I thought that's how we would do it. So we would do some makeup therapy, March favorites, do a full face of stuff that I absolutely loved and adored in March. This is a lot of this stuff I traveled with to Austin, Texas, and used there, and I'm just a big fan of it. So I already used a little bit of my Revolution baking oil, which I wouldn't say was one of my favorites, but I put it on because I was needing my skin to have a big drink, and I have actually been using a lot of this NYX primer, the Hydro Touch primer, so I'm gonna add just a touch more of this because I literally use this all month long and I love it. I should have waited until I went upstairs to get my caboodle, which is right in front of me. Yeah, I have a caboodle. Oh, I love this primer. But I think they'll work okay together. So, my skin is a little bit extra dry right now because I've flown a little bit. So I've been using a lot of like glowy, dewy products. So that is what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to list everything below in case I don't mention it, because I do want to have our little therapy chat session today. So get your makeup. When I do these makeup therapy videos, I want you guys to like get your makeup and do your makeup with me. I don't want to just be like, you be watching me. I mean, you can be watching me, but I want this to be like a chit chat. So I want to know, like, how have you been? What's been going on in your life? Post that in the comments below. That's like something, you know, that's a big part of why I like to be on YouTube, because I love connecting with other people, like all over the world. Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. Love this stuff, and I'm loving this brush. But what I wanted to talk about today is perfection. So many of you know that I have the blog prettyvulnerable.com, and at the beginning of the year I was gonna blog every day, right? We always set like really ambitious goals for ourselves, blogging every day. Well, that didn't even seem that ambitious to me, but then I missed a day once, and then I was like, okay, I gotta write that blog from yesterday and today's. And then I did that, and then one week I missed 2 days. So I was like, oh, I have to write both of those blogs. So I did that, and then it gradually went up, and one week I missed like 4 or 5 days. And I was like, okay, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll catch back up tomorrow. I have to do these last couple of days too, because, you know, I'm blogging every day. I don't want to miss a day. So then, L'Oreal Pro Glow Foundation. Love this stuff so much. So then I get to, you know, like a week or two, and I was like, well, I might as well just stop, because I'm not going to catch up for a week of blogging. I'm just gonna give up. Like, I'm not gonna do it anymore because I can't catch up, or I'll do it later, you know. And then I just stopped blogging, and I'm really annoyed with myself about it, because why did it have to be blog every day or not at all? The entire point of me blogging was to work on my writing, was to share my messages, share my heart, get vulnerable, get honest with you guys, and also to practice writing, to just get in the habit of writing every day, and to, you know, work on that part of me and grow in that area. And I just freaking gave up on it because I couldn't be perfect at it, like that blog every day that I wanted to be at the beginning of the year. And I'm annoyed with myself, and so I want to talk to you guys, and I want you guys to sound off in the comments about, like, why do we have, and I know not everybody has it or has that strong of a pull, we're all different, but why do we like get this need to be perfect or like not do it, right? I have never been somebody that I thought, you know, that was like an issue for me, that it would either have to be perfect or like do it perfectly or don't do it at all. I've always been in the camp of just freaking do it and see how it goes. That's literally how I've lived my life. Well, there are times in my life where this perfectionism shows up, and this need to like do it perfectly or be the best. That's another thing that my husband and I have been talking a lot about recently. With having a daughter, like, I realized that a lot of my life, like, I have needed to be the best at what I've been doing. And like in my head, like I want to be, well, no, like outwardly too, but like I needed to be the best. Like, I would drive myself to be the best, and that's like, that was the only thing that was acceptable in my mind in a lot of things. In tennis, I'm using the e.l.f. camo concealer, in the shade Medium Sand. I actually love this stuff. Oh my gosh, so good. I'm gonna put on my eyes because I was wearing green eyeshadow and it stained a little bit. But anyway, I've always had this kind of need, not kind of, this like need to be the best. And no, that is like driving me crazy because I don't need to be the best at everything. And in fact, like I don't want to. Like I want the comparison culture to end. And I think that's how I think it's great to want to be good at what you're doing, right? But like why do I feel like I have to be better than other people? Why do I compare myself to other people? And then I was, there was a little girl that I was watching, and she said to me, she was talking about her little sister, and she was, you know, seeing Isla, and Isla was smiling at her, and Isla was just being really cute, and this little girl said, my little sister smiles even better than that. And it kind of floored me because I was like, do we learn? Is that when people start comparing us, like teachers, parents, other kids' parents, friends' parents, do they start comparing us to each other at that age? And then is that how we learn it? Like, is that where this is coming from? What is even happening right now? Because I thought that was such an odd thing to say for a little girl to say, right? That my sister does it better. I was like, you're 4. This little girl was 4 years old and she was saying that, and it just struck me as odd in that, like, how does she learn that so young? Why are we being compared to each other at that age, if that's what's happening? And I believe it probably is what's happening. Otherwise, how would a 4-year-old, like, why would a 4-year-old say that? Do you know what I mean? Like, my sister smiles better than that, smiles bigger than that. Like, that's so odd, right? So, I thought it was so odd. Nothing, I mean, oh my gosh, the little girl was like the sweetest little girl ever. Nothing that she did wrong. It really stuck out to me, and it's why I've been thinking a lot about perfectionism and being the best and all of that. Because, you know, I think we learn that. We start learning that as little kids, and clearly 4 isn't too young. I would think that it would be too young to be learning that, but clearly it's not, because that was already happening with, you know, this little girl. Oh, my skin is like just so dry, and honestly just looks kind of cakey because it's so dry. Oofta. I'm definitely not gonna powder. I haven't been powdering at all, except with like bronzer and stuff like that. But I've been doing the world's easiest eye look, and that's what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna use my Becca Khloe Malika like BFF kit on the eyes, and also the Kaja stack, and this is the Orange Blossom stack. I really, 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 really love it. Okay, the Kaja eye colors are so beautiful. Really good, really, really good. So anyway, I know this is like kind of long-winded for a point about perfectionism and needing to be the best, but it has made me think a lot about when we learn it and why and from where. And I think it's, you know, parents, teachers, and some of it's totally subconscious and they don't even know that they're doing it. And then, you know, some of it is more conscious and kids just pick up on it. And so I think that that's something that maybe was ingrained in me from being when I was a little kid. And I know that my dad, one of the things my dad always said was, you don't need to be the best, just do your best. But then it was always rewarded, or, you know, you could always see like the gratification and the excitement of my parents when you would be the best, when you would come in that kind of first place spot, right? And so I think that it's just like stuck with me, and that's just been something that I really want to work on, is, you know, not comparing myself to other people. It's like, you know, the highlight reel of Instagram and how everybody pops on there, and then, you know, in an hour you might feel really horrible about yourself because, you know, everybody's doing all these cool things, and it makes you feel like, well, what are you doing with your life? And like, what do you want to do with your life? When that's not the point at all. You know, the point is you're comparing, you know, your where you are now. You're right now with somebody else's highlight reel. And people say that over and over and over again, but still it's hard to internalize that and really pick up on that when social media exists in the form that it does, and exists as like essentially a comparison model, a way for people to log in and see how amazing that person looks and how hard they're working out, and can really make you feel bad about like where you are, especially if you're not happy with where you are. That's kind of the big thing, right? And even if you are happy, it can kind of trick you into thinking you're not doing enough, or you know, you should be better at this, or be further along in your job, or skinnier, or stronger, or you know, the list goes literally on forever and ever. How gorgeous are these, by the way? They're like so glittery and shiny and absolutely stunning. I just used the bronzer in my crease, and then I used 2 colors on my lid, and then I go back in with the brush I used in the crease, and I just kind of blend out any light edge, and then I'm going to take that top color and just pat it right in the center for a little extra shine. Seriously, these are so beautiful, like so beautiful. So anyway, I know that if I feel like I have to be the best and be perfect, and this is like really, I feel like this is really vulnerable to say on the internet, because it's like, that's a bold thing to be like, I want to be the best, but that's like how my brain has worked a lot of my life, and I feel like if I have felt that and felt that pressure, whether it was put on me by myself, parents, teachers, like whatever it was, I still felt it. So if I feel it, I can't possibly be the only one, you know? That's what I've learned from running communities of women and mediating communities of women, is that if somebody's feeling it, they are not the only one, and you're never alone. Never ever alone. There's somebody else out there that is feeling, thinking, vibing with what, you know, you could say, with how you can relate, with what's on your mind. That is the darn truth. So I just thought I would put it out there and see how you guys feel about that, and kind of how we break it. And I think it's a lot of internal work, a lot of recognizing that, you know, doing your best is actually what's important, and it's okay to like want to be really good at something or want to be successful. That's totally okay, but that's different from, you know, being the best at everything. And I think that's where that perfectionism type A comes in for me, and I'm just like get kind of obsessed with it and feel like, you know, a failure if I don't get there. And that's not what life's about, and that's not what any of that's about, right? And I think I've just been thinking a lot about that. When you have a kid, you get mommies and daddies out there will know, when you have a kid, you think about all these things, because you're thinking about what you're going to pass down to them, and what you want to pass down to them, and what you don't, and like how it all works together. And it's just crazy. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. I'm going to use this new Hourglass bronzer that I got. It is the Luminous Bronze Light ambient bronzer, and it's so beautiful. So beautiful. And I'm going to use a big brush and bronze like my skin all over. And this is just a big e.l.f. powder brush, and I just kind of swirl it all in there. Tap off the excess. And this does have a lot of pigment, so I kind of start by just kind of patting and brushing and sweeping, and just doing like a little bit, and then kind of going back in. And I'm really, you know, bronzing up the whole face, but I don't want to put too much on one area. So I'm just buffing and blending and working little by little. Way easier to add more than it is to take it off, right? But overall, I really love this color. If I get too heavy-handed, it can get a little bit pinky on me, I find. But it's honestly like the most beautiful sun-kissed glow. Like, I think I'll use this all summer long. I'm so glad that I ended up buying it. I think I saw it on Kathleen Light's channel. I don't know. I watch a lot of Kathleen Lights, a lot of Tati. Who can relate? Who can relate? I love both of those girlies. They're so great. I love a lot of girls. I love Raw Beauty Christie and Samantha Ravindal, and yeah. I just realized I have a makeup remover wipe in my lap. I love that. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, and then I've actually been obsessed with the blush in this, and the bronzer in this is really good too. That's what I used on the eyes, but I've been loving this blush right here. The highlight, I mean, everything in this kit is really good. It goes, like, look at this look. It's like so corally and summer, bronzy, glowy. I'm just ready for spring and summer to get here. I'm done with the cold of Minnesota. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Okay, then I have been adding a highlight because I can't help myself. This is so, it's too beautiful to not use it. But it is totally unnecessary. It is the Fenty How Many Carats. And I just take my highlighter brush. I do tap off the excess. Yeah. And I've just, oh my god. I've just been adding a little, you know, something. And I'm just gonna take another brush and just kind of dab over top. It's like so glittery and shimmery, and I just don't care. I also have been taking a little bit and just patting it in the center for a little extra glitz and glam. But when I wear the Kaja, I feel like I don't really need this. But you know, it does a little something. Rub the rest on my lips, and I'm gonna just spritz my face. Favorite is the Flower Beauty Setting Spray. This is like literally how I've been doing my makeup all month. It's almost gone. Oh, I just shook it and it splashed all over me. No. Okay, and then my dog ate my NARS Velvet Matte Lip Pencil in Bettina, which has been my favorite for the last 2 months probably. So I went and bought a new one. And there are not very many lip products that I would replace, but this one, I'm literally obsessed, can't live without it. It's so good. I love it, I love it. So this is my everyday look with my March favorites. Those were my March favorites. I will have them listed below for you guys as well, but I seriously have been obsessed with all of these products for probably the last 2 months. So it's really like my February and my March favorites. And then my last favorite is my caboodle, you guys, for a mom on the go. I got this from Urban, but you can buy them from like Target or anywhere now. Seriously, these are so good. They carry around my favorites, and I just switch them out when I want to try new things. And it just works so well for, you know, being downstairs at my makeup station, or if I want to take it upstairs so that I can just kind of throw my makeup on in the morning in the bathroom. Works so great. Highly recommend the caboodle. So I hope that you guys had fun with our makeup therapy today. I want to hear what you think about perfectionism and being the best, and just like all of what I talked about today. And if you guys like these makeup therapy videos, please give this a thumbs up. I just think, like, my favorite part about YouTube is sitting down and putting makeup on and feeling like really creative, a lot like me, like with makeup on, putting makeup on, playing with makeup. That makes me feel a lot like me and just really happy, and I just love it. I truly love it. Like, there is nothing like sitting down in front of the camera and playing with makeup. There just isn't. It's seriously one of my happiest places ever. So I love doing that, and then I also love talking about just vulnerable things, about things I'm thinking about updating you guys on things, and just kind of running through what's in my head and just having our little therapy session. And so I call it makeup therapy, and I hope that you guys are enjoying this series. I'm going to be trying to do them weekly because I love chit chat, get ready with me videos. Are some of my favorite to watch when I'm watching people, you know, put on makeup, try new things, and then also update on their life. And that's what I kind of want to do here, and just talk about more vulnerable things and about things that we don't always sit down and talk about in front of a camera, and push you guys to tell me a little bit more about your life if you're interested and if you want to. So I love you all so much. Have a great day, and I will see you all in my next one. Mwah.